Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, today we're going to completely shift how you think about global transportation infrastructure. When you hear the word airport, your brain probably jumps straight to, endless stretches of gray tarmac, massive terminals, and gridlocked traffic. But what if I told you that one of the most vital, dynamic, and expansive aviation networks on the planet doesn't use a single inch of pavement? Today, we are exploring the fascinating and honestly totally overlooked architecture of water aviation. Let's contrast this right out of the gate. Think about our standard land airports. You've got rigid concrete, massive capital investment, permanent landscape alteration. It's a whole ordeal. But then compare that to water runways. We're talking dynamic, natural surfaces that offer practically endless liquid space. While we always default to picturing aviation bound to these massive, rigid concrete strips, there's actually a whole other fluid network operating right under our noses, literally using the geography of our planet as its runway.
And this hidden network seamlessly connects everything from, say, an isolated coastal lighthouse out on a rocky outcrop, all the way to a bustling modern city skyline. By tapping into the world's absolute most abundant surface, water, these aircraft just bypass the need for traditional infrastructure altogether. It's this incredibly cool global web that's quietly operated alongside our massive international airports for over a century, offering just unparalleled flexibility. So, here is our flight path for today. First, the hidden runways. Second, inside a modern seabase. Third, connecting remote environments. Fourth, the rules of water. And finally, the future of flight. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The hidden runways, beyond the concrete. So at its absolute core, a seabase just takes what nature already provides and turns it into a dynamic launch pad. It's a specialized facility where aircraft take off, dock, and refuel entirely on lakes, rivers, or coastal waters. They are operating without laying a single inch of asphalt. The sheer beauty of this really lies in its simplicity, It's just in absolute harmony with the environment. Moving on to Section 2. Inside a modern seabase, the urban waterfront. Now notice how this setup mirrors a conventional airport, but with a pretty massive twist. You've got your modern passenger terminal, a waiting area, an air traffic control tower keeping a watchful eye over everything. There are even specialized maintenance hangars where mechanics are working on the planes, plus large refueling tanks. But it is all entirely integrated into a floating dock system. The aircraft literally taxi right up to the wooden planks. It's a completely self-sustaining aviation hub that just happens to be floating on the tide.
And listen, these aren't just novelty tourist traps. Imagine bypassing hours of gridlocked bridge and highway traffic just by hopping on a scheduled commuter flight from one downtown harbor to another. They facilitate seamless integration right into the daily rhythm of urban marine life. Business people, tourists, anyone really, can just step off a dock and be airborne in minutes, getting a phenomenal bird's-eye view of the coastline along the way. It's a real game changer for urban transit.
Section 3. Connecting remote environments, the wilderness lifeline. Now contrast that sleek urban terminal with a rugged wilderness space. Set against a backdrop of snow-capped mountains and glacial ice, you can see cargo being hoisted directly off floating wooden docks by a crane. There's even a helicopter pad integrated right into the rocky shoreline and colorful houses dotting the isolated island behind it. Out here, seaplanes are the ultimate link for isolated communities where building a traditional road or pouring a concrete runway is literally impossible because of the extreme geography.
In these extreme environments, we're talking Arctic territories, dense archipelagos. This isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. Seabases enable absolutely essential cargo delivery, rapid emergency medical transport, and they support complex scientific research in untouched ecosystems. They're vital for maritime surveillance and search and rescue. In places where taking a ferry might take days, a seaplane takes minutes. It is a vital lifeline.
Which brings us to Section 4, the rules of water, navigating the fluid runway. As this quote highlights, operating from water creates unique operational requirements. It really points out that docking and maneuvering on water is fundamentally different from taxiing a wheeled plane on solid land. Think about it for a second. A seaplane pilot has to possess the precise aviation skills of a traditional pilot, sure, but they have to combine that with the highly nuanced situational awareness of a seasoned ship's captain. They're flying an airplane, but the literal second they touch down, they are navigating a boat. Instead of just following a neatly painted yellow line on a taxiway, these pilots have to constantly calculate an ever-changing fluid environment.
They're battling shifting tides that can alter the shoreline from one hour to the next. They have to manage unpredictable currents and varying wave conditions that can seriously batter the aircraft. Add to that the absolute headache of dodging active marine ferries, unpredictable sailboats, or, I don't know, a stubborn flock of pelicans just to securely reach their mooring buoys. It is incredibly demanding, highly skilled work.
Finally, Section 5, the future of flight, liquid innovation. The thing is, water aviation never disappeared. It just evolved. We've gone all the way from the massive, multi-engine flying boats that actually pioneered global long-distance transport back in the early 20th century, right up to today's incredibly versatile commuter fleets, serving both rugged remote areas and busy urban coasts. And now, well, we're sitting right on the cusp of electric seaplanes and electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or EVTLs, completely reshaping transit. The industry continuously adapts to meet the needs of the era. So, welcome to the highly sustainable future of the seabase. Picture modern, green-roofed terminals blending seamlessly with the environment, entirely supported by hydrogen fuel storage tanks, massive solar panel arrays, and wind turbines spinning in the background. Right up front, sleek electric eVTOL aircraft are landing on specialized circular floating pads, right alongside traditional hybrid seaplanes. It's basically the perfect marriage of cutting-edge aerospace technology and marine architecture. The drivers pushing this next wave are just incredibly compelling. Floating aviation concepts offer this highly adaptable, really low-impact solution. As we push harder for sustainable regional transport, seabases require just a fraction of the carbon footprint of building a massive new land airport. Plus, with Arctic logistics expanding and this urgent, undeniable need for climate adaptation, floating infrastructure offers unmatched resilience. It can literally rise with the tides. That makes it absolutely perfect for coastal regions that are vulnerable to environmental and sea level changes. It's a really profound shift in perspective, isn't it? As coastal environments continue to physically shift, and as the global demand for highly sustainable, low-impact transport grows exponentially, we kind of have to ask ourselves, will the greatest airports of our future even be built on land? I'll leave you to ponder that question the next time you look out at your nearest coastline, river, or lake, because the future of flight, and honestly the solution to some of our biggest infrastructure challenges, might just be hidden in plain sight, right there on the water. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep looking up and keep looking out.